Annika, how are you doing tonight? How are things going?
I'm good. I think I am less EP than everybody else.
Which is good.
I'm finally awake, so that's nice. Yes, I'm ready for the chit chats.
Let's go. I love it. We're running a podcast about really anything. It can be anything related to ministry, Dungeons and Dragons, just the digital space and content creators as a whole, or specific people such as Annika here from Annika Gaming and Annika's Cakery, which are fantastic channels. So if you're not following either of those channels, smash that follow button, as they say on YouTube when they say smash that like button. Figure I'd rep my inner streamer, YouTube content creator there. But yeah, Annika
gotta
does
have that
amazing
moment.
work. So Annika, if you could, I know everyone here pretty much knows you, but not necessarily the people on the podcast themselves may know you because we get viewers from all over the place. Apparently, we found out, little random tangent really quick, we found out we have a viewer from Germany on our YouTube page. And the German music that introduced them to us was very German. Very interesting. But we love our German viewers, so by all means, all the German viewers, come on, hang out. If you want to listen to some D&D stuff, by all means. Hopefully you know English, because I don't know German. But yeah, but Annika, random tangent over. If you could introduce yourself, there might be some people here who don't know you, maybe, but the podcast for sure, people might not know you. So if you could introduce yourself, I don't know if you're going to introduce yourself as Annika Gaming or Annika's Cakery, but go for it. The floor is yours.
I feel like we could just cut off the ends and just go with Annika, or Annika, or Anika, however someone wants to pronounce it.
Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? It's
yes.
not Annika. Oh my god.
It's Annika.
It's
you're fine. You're fine.
I minored in Japanese, so I'm using like a Japanese pronunciation, and it's totally like messing it up. I am so sorry.
No, it's really rare for anyone on Twitch to get it right. Like, it cracked me up this morning. I was in Christian Ninja's stream, and he met me in person this weekend, and still can't say it right.
Oh my gosh!
The
words are hard.
It's funny. Yeah, no, it's fair. It's fair, and I mean, I don't really actually care how people pronounce it. But yeah, so I'm just Annika. There's the cake channel, there's the gaming channel. But yeah, I stream those things. I feel like the names are pretty self-explanatory. I'm a professional cake designer and technically an international award-winning cake designer. I hate pulling that because it just feels so braggy, but it's also like it's kind of the reality. So yeah, I've been doing that for
no
like
mic drop, no biggie.
15 years.
Dang, 15 years. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's over 15 years at this point, but it's at least that long. So yeah, I've been making cakes pretty much all around the world everywhere I move, and then been doing the gaming streams for, it'll be 2 years in January. The cake channel is will be 4 years old in January, so about half that time for the gaming channel.
So like 6 years of streaming experience combined, which is incredible.
I mean, if you combine them, sure. They overlap, so.
That's why I said combined. We're giving you a little there.
make it sound cooler. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been streaming for 6 years.
Right. I got 2 channels. One's 4, one's 2. 2 plus 4 obviously equals 6. Like, come on, work with me here.
Yeah. Sure. I'll go with it. Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, that's kind of me. Yeah, I don't really know what else to put there.
Hey, if that's what we're looking at, I love it, because you've been streaming for 4 years on your cake channel, 2 years on your gaming channel, which, by the way, Annika is a crack gamer. I don't care who says otherwise. So
I say otherwise.
Not only are her cake streams super chill and exciting to be in, because you get to see art literally be created, But like, it's even super chill. Like, I've been at work sometimes where I'll just have the stream up almost like an ambient background because of just the conversations that go on. Like, it's great. Even if you're not there to just genuinely watch the cakes being made, which who doesn't want to see that? That's awesome. It's still a great channel to check out, honestly, even if you're like doing some co-working stuff. Because normally you stream the cake channel during the day, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a nighttime stream.
It's like, I keep forgetting what my actual schedule is, so I think I keep accidentally bouncing between 1 and 2 p.m. EST, but usually it's every Saturday around 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
Okay. But still, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of people's, time when they're working. So it's a good co-working stream. The other thing that Annika does is her Annika. My gosh, I will get it. It's
you can do Annika, like that's totally fine.
4 years of Japanese ingrained in my head is just so difficult.
It's genuinely fine.
But your gaming channel now, that is your more nighttime vibe, which the gaming channel, you just recently got some new art on your gaming channel.
I did. I revamped.
Tell us about this epic art that you have going on your gaming channel that everyone should see and check out.
I mean, it's ducks, and I love ducks. I am duck girl. Like, I literally just bought, while I was gone, I literally just got, I've got Sauron as a duck and a Minecraft zombie.
Yeah.
Just added to my duck collection. So it's a really cutesy purple. You of course would love it, Boots. It's purple. Purple duck themed overlay set.
Living in the purple. As we start today, Annika, thank you so much, Annika. The name. I'm gonna get it.
Just say whatever's natural. Genuinely, it's fine.
I'm so bad at this. It's like I'm a content creator or something, and I know how words work. The names are hard. Okay, that's why my name is easy. It's just Boots. Like,
I mean, I thought my name was easy, and then suddenly I learned that there's at least 3 forms of pronunciation.
Then you met me and was like, "Oh, this is a problem."
Oh my God. I met Mark and realized, this is a problem.
Fair. Okay, I am not as bad as Mark. Okay, I am not as bad as Mark. I'm bad with names, but not that bad. But as we're kind of transitioning from the Boots is bad at names segment to the actual podcast on what's going on, we have kind of 2 parts to the podcast where we're streaming it 2 episodes essentially at a time. So since we're streaming 2 episodes at a time, we kind of have a part 1 and a part 2. So the part 1 of the stream, we're going to be digging into a little bit more about Annika and her kind of what she's been up to, a little bit about her character Polaris in Dungeons and Dragons, the Campfires and Dragons campaign Fungi and Flotsam, but also kind of some of the things that Annika is doing. Like what is streamer Annika doing, not just Polaris. So we're able to kind of get a sneak peek into who Annika is, where Polaris came from, and kind of what that looks like for people who want to dive a little deeper into both the streamer and see what they do when it comes to their content, their mission, what it is they're doing in the space, as well as then Polaris and how she came to be, which I think is fascinating. I always love the lore and the backstory. I think it's always a great time. And then the part 2 of tonight is going to be a little more kind of ad-lib character creation, but we're bringing a fresh creative mind to it and see what chaos we can get into tonight. So without further ado, let's jump on in. And Annika, I was doing so good there. You were
doing so well.
So good. Baby steps. All right. So with our first question of kind of to open the podcast itself with is, Annika, you just got back from Reach Conference, which happens in Florida. Can you, I guess first to start off, can you tell us what is ReachCon? Why were you there? Give us some details on what ReachCon is and why you were there in the first place.
Okay, so yeah, I did just get back the other day. ReachCon or conference, I think of it more as a con, like a convention than a conference. But it's for Christian content creators, as well as like their, followers, their mods and things, for an opportunity to meet, hang out, do some really cool things. They do have different talks.
Anybody can go, not just creators.
Yeah, anybody can go.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you can get a ticket, you can get yourself there, you can go, which is really cool. Yeah, it's definitely a really fun environment. They've got some talks that they do throughout the couple of days on this year. Kind of a theme was like your kind of gamer stats, but it was involved with like your stats as a streamer, your spiritual health, your physical health, your alliances, like your collaborations with other creators, things of that nature, and what those things look like. There was a really fun talk that kind of pulled D&D into it, which I love.
Hey.
They pulled the classes and they kind of broke it down almost in a personality style of like, as a Christian, like what does a bard look like? What does a ranger look like? And how do like a fighter, and what do these different classes look like when they're paired together as a team?
This is great podcast like idea stuff.
It was really cool.
That's awesome.
I selected Bard as my main and Ranger as my second.
Okay.
But it was a really fun thing to see, like, oh, this is kind of like a personality test, but like more streamer and mission space. So how does it look? It's like Bard is that, like, a lot of streamers are bards. Very social, the showman, the like, let me entertain you, the very extroverted personality. The ranger, which is the one I chose for my secondary, that's like the one that loves to go and talk and tell people what God is doing and get people excited and bring them in. They're kind of like the ones going into the town square and like, letting people know what's happening, or going out and scouting ahead to find more people. I'm probably butchering that a little bit because Christian Ninja, who led that one, did a lot better job than me, of course. It was his talk.
Do you remember any of the other classes, what they were or what they like represented?
Oh gosh, Paladin was everything.
I mean, that makes sense. Paladin,
yeah. Wizard was, I think of them kind of as a kind of administrative. I would think a lot of mods would be kind of within Wizard, or streamers who also do a lot of moderation or do a lot of that like detail work. But I don't fully remember Fighter, or there was one other one. I can't even remember what it was now.
I was curious what the Barbarian is like. How does the Barbarian tie into all this?
I don't think it was Barbarian. It wasn't every class. They didn't have every class. I know they didn't have Barbarian.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
I'd have to ask
curious how that would tie in, because the Barbarian is very unique when it comes to classes, personality-wise anyway.
I'll have to ask Christian Ninja if he can give them to me, and I can send them to you. Maybe you guys can talk about them on a podcast or something sometime. But
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that was that was a cool one. So that's like a little one of the things for the different talks that they did.
I love it.
At it. But there was also a lot of fun, more convention style things. There was a 30-piece, 2-time Emmy award-winning orchestra that played they played some video game music for like 2 hours. There was a worship night that was amazing. We had like 3 people come to the Lord during worship, which was, you would think that everyone already knew Jesus, but because anyone can come and it can be like your community members, like that was really cool. There was 7 Admirals was there, the professional gaming like people. So they ran tournaments.
Dang.
Yeah. And I played in one and I was terrible at it and got my butt kicked in Mario Kart.
Annika, no one knew that happened. You could have told everyone you won.
No, I got it.
No one here knows.
But as soon as they go to my gaming account, like my whole spiel is that I die.
Oh, even in games you can't die. They'll figure out a way.
Yeah, I still lose. It's just what I do. It's fine. It's entertaining in the process, so it's fine.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic. But yeah,
wait, is there footage of this Mario Kart race somewhere?
There is not. There is no evidence of it.
I was about to be like, we need to see that Mario Kart race. Okay.
No, there's no evidence of it. I'm sorry. I should have thought of that. Hand my phone to someone to film this for me.
That would be so funny to pop up on screen.
No, it was weird. They had all the people who were partnered with Reach. They had us submit like a couple of clips from our channels, and it was really weird between sessions to like look up and see on a gigantic screen my face from a clip of my channel. Like that was really weird.
That's epic. That's awesome though. I mean, I will say most streamers, most content creators, especially at our level, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not huge, we're not gigantic, we're not one of the big fish, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like getting recognition as a smaller fish is so hard. And it's like when those things happen, it can be so difficult to just accept the like recognition, because it's like, oh, that's so weird, it's cringe, I don't want to. But it's like we almost have to take the recognition where we can get it, because there's not, let's be honest, there's not a whole lot out there for the little fish. I just something to compare. I feel you there. Like when I was at NCMS and like talking with people and like being a content creator there and interacting and networking and talking to these really big fish, arguably, and there's just little old me, but then also realizing like, hey, I can't be so hard on myself because I'm here. Like if I wasn't something, I wouldn't be here. So it's one of those things where it's like, I can understand from experience where it's like, it can be hard to give ourselves that recognition because we don't think that we're deserving of it. Maybe it's a subconscious thing, but it was definitely something where I was kind of the same way when I went to NCMS, where I was just like, it feels weird, but it's like, no, it's, hey, like we've like earned it sounds bad, but like you gotta take a little recognition where you can, because at the end of the day, anybody else who's out there who's a content creator, we put hours upon hours upon hours upon hours into what we do to, reach people, to entertain people, to provoke thoughts within people. And definitely not an easy thing to do, and it takes time, and we put a lot out there for really nothing in return. So it's one of those things where getting those little bits of recognition, like I'm glad you got that recognition. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was weird, but it was cool. I think that's one of the benefits of something like Reach Conference, which is really nice, and I'm sure NCMS as well. I mean, Reach Conference is massive at this point, and this has only been their second year, but I imagine like the ability to not necessarily get your name out there, but to network and to meet other streamers and to, in a way, get your name out there with at least within the community circle. There were so many people just like, ooh, what's your channel? And handing each other phones and just be like, just plug your account in and like, press the follow button for me and things like that. I have like my follower list just grew massively and it's a little overwhelming now because there's so many people live at once. I'm like, who do I watch? But it was like really encouraging because it's like, oh, okay, this is such a nice way to get myself out there a little bit more, make more connections, build more community, and build in that way that's normally so hard when you're just on Twitch. Be able to put a name to a face, be able to put like that connection of like, hey, like I've met you, I've given you a hug, like we've taken a selfie, like there's a connection there that I really appreciate. It's like, okay, now there's like a lot of people that I want to watch their streams and I want to try to coordinate with them more. And they know who I am now. It's not just I'm a random streamer trying to like ingratiate myself into their community or anything. It's, oh no, you're one of us. You're part of a larger community. And that's just really cool and exciting.
Right. Well, the other thing too is, I mean, looking at platforms on my personal stream, and I know Annika, on your personal stream as well, you do collaborations way more than I do. I always see you gaming with people here and there, whether it's like a genuine collaboration of like actual stream side by side, or it's just someone who's on with you playing the game. I see you do a lot of collaboration. I can only imagine that going to some like Reach conference even more so almost than NCMS, is huge for networking for collaborations as a whole. Like I would argue something like Campfires and Dragons or Fireside Chats, like that'd be prime spot to get in and be able to find people that you're able to collaborate with to be able to do things like this, where, you know, we bring on creators and people within the space and, you know, talk to them about random topics, whether they're into D&D or not. So that's super encouraging to, you know, have something to possibly look forward to of getting to Reach Con next year and, you know, take advantage of that great opportunity to meet and network with even more people. Because arguably NCMS is great for networking for sure, but NCMS is definitely more like, hey, you're going there to learn, to be equipped, and to go out. So there is networking, but it's very different for sure from what I've heard from like what Reach does. Reach is very much more social networking, getting to know people, which is fantastic because it's absolutely necessary.
From having now been to Reach and then having watched NCMS, since I've never actually been, I feel like there are two sides of a coin that I think are both very necessary. You have the more convention, social connection side of Reach, which I think really it really hits a social spot in the heart of like that connection and then be able to do those collaborations. But then on the flip side, you have NCMS that's hitting hard on the ministry aspect of like, how do we share? How does the church get involved? And I mean, it goes beyond even just like, you know, just streamers, but it's also speaking to the big C church of like, see what's going on, see what we're doing. So I feel like they're kind of two sides of a coin that are both super important and both doing, a great work that's needed.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. And I'm glad to hear that because it's definitely given me some encouragement to get Boots' butt out over to Florida. I'll go bug Andy and see if I can crash at his place. He wouldn't want Boots crashing at his place.
Make him take you to NCMS, not NCMS, but make him take you to Reach, so he'll actually come.
Hey, maybe that's the end. You know, hey, Chino, I need a place to stay. I'm homeless in Florida. Can you take me to Reach? And then boom, now Chino's at Reach too. Dude, we got this.
There you go, problem solved.
Also, I've already got like a dry throat from talking so much because, you know, Boots talks too much. So I'm gonna take a drink, which I did see that Dr. Forehead there did redeem a party cheers. So if you want to join me in some hydration,
hydrate.
Let's do this. Cheers, my friends.
Got my cat mug.
Cat mug. Oh my gosh, I have a cat dad mug because I was complaining once that there are no like guys cat dad stuff out there because it's all cat mom stuff, and I have 3 cats for those of you that don't know. And why is there no cat dad stuff out there? And I was complaining once, and then someone gifted me a cat dad mug, and it has me sitting on the front of the mug with my 3 cats. And then on the back, it says cat dad on it. And I actually need to get another one because I have 3 new cats. So I need a new, not like I don't have 6 cats. I only have 3 cats, but like they were past cats on the mug. And now I have new cats because we won't get into why. We can kind of figure out why. But yes, so I now need a new cat dad mug that has the new Kikis on it. But I have no idea where they got it from, so I need to do some hunting. But I'm sure I can find it somewhere.
I bet you Etsy.
Oh, I guarantee it's got it. Yeah, Etsy's got to have it. Etsy. I need to stay off of Etsy though because I will go on there and I'm going in for like one thing and buy like 60 that are just like totally unnecessary, but I want them. Rough. It's like buying games. It's just not good. But okay, so. That random tangent of hydration, cat dads, and mugs out of the way. I would like to hear your insight or your input or your opinion. So it's not necessarily like obvious or known, but what does Reach have to do with us here? Like, what does Reach have to do with Campfires and Dragons? What does it have to do with what we're doing here? What does it have to do with the campfire, fireside chats? Like, just in general, what does Reach have to do with us here?
Like what benefit or what like it can provide, or
like how is Reach even known? Say, for example, like I've never been there. Other people on the show haven't been there. How is Reach still working within what we're doing, even if we have not been there yet or possibly ever?
I think even just getting involved in the community is a great benefit. Even if the campfire were never to make it out there, just because the collaborative opportunity just to have, again, that name out there of, oh, look, there are some D&D folks who are playing Christian D&D. I mean, at Reach, there was a massive one-shot that was played.
That would have been awesome.
It actually was, it was multiple one-shots, actually, that all influenced a live show that a group did the following night.
That we could host, so, what you're saying is a one-shot. That's Campfire and Dragons, what I'm hearing. Yeah,
Campfire and Dragons could be a table. So there's a lot of opportunity, because yes, we're not gamers per se. We're not doing gaming streams. We're doing like podcasting and we're doing D&D. But Reach isn't exclusive to just gamers. I mean, I'm a food and drink streamer as well. And there's still opportunity in there to collaborate with people. I've had a collab right before I left with Mama Brick Builds, who does Lego.
Oh,
and she's with Reach. Yeah, I've done a cake for Reach. I mean, I made cupcakes for the actual con when I was there.
You did do that cake.
I
was watching the cake building.
So there's, I think, for Campfires and Dragons, there's a lot of opportunity to be involved, to create more community connection, because I think that's Reach's strength, is it's reach.
Right. Well, and I think too, it's one of those where it's like, that's why I kind of asked this question that seems kind of like, Boots, that question doesn't really make sense, because even for those who can't necessarily make it to Reach, because we talked about like how great Reach is, the benefits of going, how Boots is going to try to get there as well. And it's like, okay, well, what if I can't? Like, that's very discouraging if I can't. And when you were just saying like, oh, this is absolutely amazing and it's essential. Well, the reason I asked that question was because it's like, okay, well, even if you cannot go, it still has such an impact, because it impacts the community as a whole, which means then you, even though you can't go, are still part of the community, which means as the community then grows and flourishes because of Reach, you're then feeling the impact of that as well. Even though you're not there, you're still able to grow within the community, collaborate with those who have that heart and that spirit who came from Reach, and you're inevitably going to get involved even if you can't go. Which is why I wanted to ask that question, to kind of encourage people who, if you can't go to Reach, that's okay. Don't feel bad about it. And don't force yourself to go if it's not something you can do. There's still ways to get involved, like Annika was saying. So it's one of those where don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Because Annika can't go to NCMS, but at the end of the day, she's still gonna prosper from NCMS occurring, because she's with a community and a group that does go to NCMS and is plugged in there. So she's still going to get that great insight and that great community involvement as well, just like how we're going to be getting it from Annika, who was able to go to Reach, which is fantastic. So just wanted to, that's kind of, I think it also all comes down to,
I think it all comes down to also not even just like what can we benefit, but also in that we're all a team. I mean, like Reach's like his slogan for this year was like, we're better together. And I really like that. And it translates to NCMS, it translates to Lux, it translates to any other like Christian association that we end up connected with Campfires and Dragons or within our own streams. Where it's not just what we can benefit, but how we can also build up them.
Right.
You know, if you can't ever go to Reach, you can't ever go to NCMS, or you can never go to a Wednesday night service at Lux, but you still like what they're doing and you still tell people about it. You still encourage people and build them up and point them in the directions of things that are going to be good. Or if you can, you know what I mean? Like it's supporting the things that others are doing that are for God, because we're all on the same team.
Right. Which is encouraging in itself, because sometimes you can feel very much alone in the streaming space. That's for sure. That's for sure. So there's not really a good segue for this. I'm not going to try to butcher some like cool, fantastical segue into the next like section.
You don't want to be real suave with it.
I know. It's been a long day. Work was rough. We're gonna be blunt about it. So the next section we're gonna go into is the Polaris conversation. So, for those of you that might not know, on this channel, we have a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, Campfires and Dragons. Campfires and Dragons is a D&D troupe that gets together. We play Dungeons and Dragons. We stream it every Sunday, and we encourage people to join us and get involved, and it's a great opportunity to play some D&D and to have a good time. Because I know it can be very difficult to get involved in D&D because it does take a group to do it. But for those of you that don't know, Annika here plays Polaris on the stream. Polaris is I'll let her introduce Polaris, but she plays on Campfires and Dragons in the Fungi and Flotsam campaign that runs every Sunday. But Annika, I was doing so good again. I was doing so good.
Yeah, you go in waves.
Right? It's like I get like 6 of them and then just one, no. And then we start over again.
Yeah, you overthink it for a second.
I know, right? But Annika, so if you could... first up, before we get into Polaris, let's talk a little more about you as the player. How long have you been playing D&D? When was the last time you played, and what got you into D&D in the first place? That's usually always a good question to ask.
I've been playing for about, I think, 3 years now, so not as long as I've been streaming. So I started while I still lived on the other side of the ocean on a tiny island called Guam.
Tropical,
and
come on now, it's got perks.
It's pretty. But I had heard of D&D and I had been kind of curious about it for a long time, but I'd never dove in or tried it. And I think kind of diving into Twitch sort of started softening me to giving it, or making me a little bit more braver to give it a go. I think Twitch really opened up my nerd side that kind of hadn't really gotten the best treatment in the past. So yeah, like I think that's what kind of started making me more like, oh, I think I'd be willing to give this a go. I started watching a few different campaigns. Like I'd seen the one with Mulligan, whatever his name is. Yeah, I'd seen like a campaign of Critical Role, and then what was it? It was like I went through this whole like church issue. I had like an issue with my church, and I'd left it for a while, and it was almost kind of like a last straw. And I didn't have friends. I didn't really have much of anyone, and I finally decided I'm going to give it a shot. And it was at a game store there on the island, and I went and gave it a shot there with like a complete group of randos.
In-person Dungeons and Dragons can be intimidating when you don't know anybody at the table. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was.
So
it was wild.
That's not easy. Good for you.
Yeah, I was desperate to try something and just make some friends, and it was awesome. I ended up in in the middle of that like campaign thing. That it was a very loose campaign because it's like a game store situation. Anyone can kind of come and go. There was someone else there who did a home campaign, and he invited me to his house, and he was a pastor. And if you remember the name Plot Points Gaming, for anyone who's ever been in Lux and is remember that name, that was who it was. So I spent once a week, like for like 6 months at his house with a group of people playing. And so he was the one who actually really taught me D&D because he knew I was new. He would stop occasionally and be like, okay, let me break down the rules for you. Let me explain why this works. And then let me explain why we're not doing it that way because this is my table.
Yep.
So that was kind of my introduction to D&D, and I was sold. It was super fun and a wild ride.
I love it. So what you're saying is the community was kind of like one of the things, the nerdiness of fantasy role-playing was kind of one of the things, and then really what hammered it home was meeting a good group of people to play.
Yeah.
Was really what got you hooked on it, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's like that freeing moment of like, oh, I can be really safe in a space of being the nerdy part of me without feeling weird about it. Because I didn't have any, like, I hadn't been in a group that was just unapologetically nerdy, energetic, a little bit weird, more neurospicy before.
Right.
And that was like really freeing and really fun.
And look at some of the characters people play. Like role playing is a very, very vulnerable thing. Like Dungeons and Dragons is not easy because it's very vulnerable. Like, let's be honest. Look at our campaign we're playing now. Like, I'm playing a kid, like, and I'm a grown man. Like, if some random person was like, dude, you're weird. Like, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a vulnerable situation to play a role-playing game for any reason, because, you know, even knowing you're playing a character, and that character doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. Because let's be honest, Ez doesn't have a whole lot to do with me. Like, Ez is a wood elf in a fantasy world, like, and he's a bard. I am
with
no bard.
Super mind powers.
And I don't have super. As much as I'd love super mind powers, I don't have them. So it's like, even though I have nothing, like, Ez is not me by any stretch of the imagination, he's still affiliated with me because I'm playing him. So like, Dungeons and Dragons, if you don't have a good table, can be also a very bad experience because you are vulnerable when you're role playing, and it's more than understandable how intimidating that can be. However, that's why, like your experience, where you get a good table, you get a good group of people, and it is one of the best experiences in the world because of the fact that you're able to be that character with zero fear of like backlash or someone judging you or people thinking you're odd or weird or off. And it's just like, you can actually wholeheartedly sit down and play the game, which is great. So I'm very glad that you were able to meet a great group of people to really get you into the game, which is good. Because one of the things that we partner with Lux for is Dungeons and Dragons games, because we want to make sure that people have that ability to get to good groups, get to good tables to play Dungeons and Dragons. Because the last thing we want is for someone to get turned off from D&D because of the fact that they just had one bad experience. Because it's such a great game. But we now know the beginning of the player. Now let's see the beginning of the cat. So Annika, tell me a little bit about what was the inspiration behind Polaris? I'm probably saying her name wrong as well, but that's okay. What is your inspiration behind? Now I'm like consciously thinking, how many names do I say wrong on a daily basis?
Polaris.
But in terms of Polaris, where did that come from? Where's the inspiration? Where did this character emerge? Like, was it already a pre-thought character? Was it something that just came to your mind and was like, hey, this is it?
I mean, the first inspiration for playing her came from here. Like, I wear these on my gaming channel, so
and you have the cat
just
stickers.
I was like, yeah, so it was kind of through the gaming account that was going to be the main one that's kind of, that obviously that's the one tagged right now in the stream. So it was like, well, that's the account that's sort of associated with the campaign. And I was like, well, what if it's my cat ears that like I've been wearing all the time? And so that was the first idea of like, oh, I'll be a tabaxi. Because we'd also, I don't know if you remember, Boots, but we had a conversation where I jokingly said that like you needed a cat familiar in the game for your character and to have. And then my brain was like, well, what if I was just the cat of the campaign?
I am the cat. I love that.
So between the ears and like that conversation, that's how like I went with the idea of a tabaxi.
So good.
So I kind of, when I create a character, I generally go for more, if I have a visual or a specific species or a specific class, it's usually one of those things comes to mind first. And then I essentially build all of the stats and the hardwiring first. I'm not the greatest at it because Pwnz has had to fix my characters before.
Hey, it is a learning experience. All right, it takes time.
Yes,
nothing wrong with that.
Yes, for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I build the framework first of like all the pipes first, and then I figure out, okay, well, what's the origin story or like their name and like where they come from and all this other stuff. And for Polaris, she had the least background or anything completely. Like the fact that she is an investigative journalist, and a lot of her details actually aren't from me. Just spoiler, everybody. So not spoiler, but like, sorry to break the illusion. A lot of Polaris actually comes from St. Bear. I mostly came with him of like, here's Polaris. I think she'd be from Twilight Reach. She's kind of chaotic good. I kind of went with, I didn't so much give a like, oh, here's what she was doing with her life. It was more, she's chaotic good. She has a strong sense of justice, but she also uses that justice as an excuse to like, throw a fireball in a room if she wants to.
Right.
Or be excessively violent like we've seen recently.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea what we're talking about. It's totally fine. She did not, make fish food out of some people. Not at all. So it was that like kind of general character, but not like her background or anything. Like St. Bear came back with like, hey, what about like this? And here's kind of a general backstory idea. What do you think? And I was like, I'll go for it. Cause like I honestly didn't have any. Yeah, I didn't have any other ideas.
Collaborative storytelling. So if it takes two people to make a backstory, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. That was kind of my approach with it too. Is like, I don't really know where to begin. I don't fully know what Boots' story is. I don't fully know what Pwnz is doing. I don't fully know what Doc is doing. And so it was kind of a open-handed to St. Bear of like, if you have ideas, I'd rather be given more details that are going to fit better with the story. Yeah. Than to just be like, well, this is what I super want to do, and here's my exacting backstory and like all the details and like make it work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I totally get
a lot of it came from St. Bear. Just her general personality is coming from me because me as a player, I really like the chaotic. I like the humor part. I like the freedom of humor and the chaos of D&D. I don't know if that surprises anyone.
I've seen you game before. I don't know. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's the kind of roleplay that I really, really enjoy. Getting to be a little witty and chaotic and bring the humor to a game is what I really enjoy. And so that's usually incorporated into my characters to some degree. Yeah, I mean, I've had my first character was a kleptomaniac.
You need your maniacs and you need your stoics. You need them all.
Yeah.
You need them all.
Yeah.
That makes the campaign go around or moving or however you want to say it. But now, so you made this character, you were playing D&D, you got told about a D&D campaign, you were thinking about a character. So what made you want to join even Campfires and Dragons? What got you hooked on the idea of, hey, I want to join these losers and play? I'm just kidding. I want to join these awesome people and play a Dungeons and Dragons campaign online for a bunch of people to watch and be one of the first Christian D&D troops out there live on Twitch, unapologetically.
Yeah, I think it was all the blackmail that you and St. Bear. No, I'm kidding.
I told you not to tell anybody that.
No, it was like you messaged me about it, and my first thought was like excitement, and also like for like I'm glad I get to have this conversation with you. I don't care that it's on a podcast. Like for me, it felt really nice. Like it felt really good. Like, whoa, they picked me. What? it was that moment. Like I personally can struggle with like paranoia that people don't like me or think negative things of me. It's, part of my own personal mental health trauma struggles. And, that fraud idea that you get that,
what's
the term?
Oh, I know what you're saying. It's, imposter
syndrome. I want to say imposter. There we go.
Imposter syndrome.
That imposter syndrome and that. yeah, that deep fear that people don't actually like me or they're thinking negative things, and that's something I genuinely deal with on a practically daily basis. And the fact that you reached out and like you guys decided to ask me, that really felt good. Like that was really a blessing to me, and was like, wow, they actually want to play D&D with me. Like, it's not like I heard about it and asked if I could play. Like, I got invited.
Yeah.
What?
Well, the other thing too is like DrlevelUp suggested that, hey, we need to diversify our crew. We need to make sure we have, you know, a well-rounded group of people that really caters to a wide range of audience. Well, not just a female, but also your personality. So when it was brought up where it was like, hey, we need to diversify our group more, it was unanimously Annika. Oh my gosh.
Aww.
Annika. Like it wasn't one of those where it was like a debate, you know? It was like, this is what we want to do. Who do we pick? Oh, this is who we pick. This is the obvious choice. So it was definitely one of those situations where, you know, an encouragement to you, you know, because you're an amazing person, you're an amazing content creator, you do great work. Where it's like, no, it wasn't even like we put 5 people on the board and we're like, hey, let's start narrowing it down. It was like, no, it was like immediate, instantaneous Annika. So want you to know that it wasn't like we were debating over months of who was going to be. It was a very easy decision to make, and we appreciate you.
Me over here just wanting to like hide now. Aw, thanks, guys. I like that Pwn says that you just said way to say she's a DEI hire.
Hey, I am a straightforward, blunt person. I am going to be honest that we need to diversify. All right? I'm not gonna shy away from that. Like, let's be honest with each other.
I've genuinely made the joke, like, to someone. I was like, man, yeah, I'm just the token female.
Oh my gosh. But let's put it this way. I had to be let on the show because I'm producing it. I mean, I'm easily changeable. Okay, I'm easily interchangeable. If I wasn't producing it, I probably wouldn't be on the show.
No.
And then Pwnz is here because he's the rule master. He's memorized all the books. So Pwnz, you're also a DEI hire, my guy. I'm just kidding. And DrlevelUp, don't get me started on him. No, I'm just kidding. Now we're just off the rails. Now we're just off the rails. Oh my gosh. So when it comes to, now that you're on the show, you're part of not only the campfire, but Campfires and Dragons. You're playing Polaris. Now, what do you have any, like, what are your goals? Do you have any goals with Campfires and Dragons personally or for the channel as a whole? Like, is this something you've thought about? I mean, it might not be, and that's okay. Just curious as to, you know, where you're at, if you have any goals for Campfires and Dragons for yourself or the channel as a whole.
I feel like as a player, I would definitely like to increase my roleplay ability. I think there's a level of difficulty I have in being the character.
That's fair.
Just like really feeling like I'm her. So I think there's a level of that player development I would like to see in myself. And just continued in like strengthening those abilities of doing the character development, because I do really like the battles and the know the fight stuff. Like I enjoy that a lot. Yep. But I also do really enjoy the role play. It's just got a little bit more of a challenge for me. So I'd like to see a little bit more growth, a little bit more feeling a little bit more comfortable in my own skin and in Polaris's skin with that. For here on the channel, like I kind of feel like I'm a little bit along for the ride. I'm really happy to be here kind of thing. I definitely, I want to see Campfires and Dragons succeed. I would love to see it get, all the love that I think it deserves, and for us to be able to be a really safe D&D space for people. I've very often been a safe space in my other channels, so to be able to join up with other people to create yet another safe space for people to enjoy something that they like is really exciting in that partnership. And you guys are awesome and fantastic. So I think, you know, maybe not necessarily for Campfires and Dragons itself, but as a crew and as a group, like I would, you know, love to see like all of our group friendship just grow and strengthen, because y'all are super cool and awesome. I know a goal. My goal someday, I don't know how long it's gonna take. My goal is that we can all meet up someday and do an in-person recording. That's my goal. There we go.
That is a beautiful goal, because that's on my goal list too. The best part is, because we know you're moving shortly. We know it's gonna take some time, but the campaign is scheduled to run for 2 years, about maybe 3, depending. So we've got time. The other thing too, which is a great encouragement as well, because again, it can be difficult to plan those things. As the channel grows and as we continue to add on new elements to Dungeons and Dragons, like another show, a one-shot series. If we ever get the ability to come together and it's like, hey, we don't have time to do like a full-on thing, but we can just run a one-shot, we can just add that to our one-shot series. And then, hey, we can all get together and we can just run a one-shot. We could have maybe, we could feature like Pwnzinc DMing or Boots DMing or DrlevelUp DMing or someone other than St. Bear. And that could be super fun too for like the one-shot. Or even you, Annika, DMing
I did see, I was telling St. Bear today that I, on Etsy, because Etsy's a dangerous place, yo.
That's what we're saying. Start to finish, Etsy's dangerous.
I found you can buy one-shots, and I found one that is called the Great Goblin Bake Off.
Oh my gosh.
And the temptation to buy it and attempt my first time DMing is, I've never been tempted to DM before, but I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, what if I did this for the guys?
If you do decide to DM a one-shot, Annika, would you promise to do it on the channel with us?
Yeah, it would have to be. Like, it couldn't not be streamed.
That would be so, and I will take care of all the production stuff. I'm sure Pwnzinc and Bear will help with all the Owl Bear stuff. And
y'all will be my minions to make it happen.
We could make that a really fun experience for your first time DMing. That would be something.
We're gonna have to talk more about it, because the more we're talking about this, more I'm like, man, I'm terrified of this idea. I have so much social anxiety, it's not even funny. But I love the idea.
Well, and the thing is too, we're hoping to get a one-shot series started at the end of, not like the end of this year, but like September. So I mean, it could be one of our first featured one-shot series on the channel. Which would be pretty dope, having one of our very own be like the first.
That would be crazy.
Pretty dope. It'd be pretty awesome. And I know that Malachi or Dr. Forehead, I've definitely been bugging a little bit to also possibly run a one-shot when we release our one-shot series as well. We got some people that are curious or possibly looking to do that, which is encouraging, because it's showing that collaboration is working, which again, encouraging everybody collaborate. We can't do this alone. It takes everybody. But yeah, that's something where I look forward to seeing what happens for sure, especially with your goals. They're fantastic goals, and achievable goals. I think that they're more than understandable, more than doable. I think I could foresee them happening for sure, because I think we all kind of share a lot of the same goals, which is great. But Annika, we are finishing up here for our part 1 of the podcast here for today, and I greatly appreciate you coming on here and answering some of these questions, sharing your experience at ReachCon and how amazing it was, sharing a little insider on your Dungeons and Dragons experience, creating Polaris, goals for the future, both for yourself and Campfires and Dragons, and just the amazing energy and personality you bring to Campfires and Dragons. And we all, I know I can speak for everybody, greatly appreciate that you are part of that campfire, essentially, that fire that we're telling the story around. So I do appreciate you being here. Do you have any closing thoughts, anything you want to close on for this portion of the show?
Thank you. Y'all are too nice to me. Yeah, I don't know. Like, my brain is just, man, I want to meet all you guys, and just give y'all hugs. And yeah, thank you. I don't know. Y'all have me flustered.
Oh my God.